Welcome to Post Game Podcast. I'm your host, June, and that's probably the nicest thing I will say today. Foss, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, man. I got something to say. Go ahead, Foss.
Foster child, man. Let's get right into it, man. Because I was at my boiling point yesterday. Like
We should have just went last night. We should have just went last night, like right after the game. I know we both have jobs and stuff we have to do in the morning, but after talking to you last night, that energy should have been here. And it's probably a good reason why we waited till today.
but this is a family show, and they just
for
didn't
that
deserve that.
for that exact reason is why we waited, because there would have been a lot of and you know, type of action going on, bro, and it just we trying to keep it a family show. No cussing, no derogatory words, but bruh. I mean, okay, already with everything going on, the bad play, the turnovers, the injuries, and then last night you had Milwaukee served up on a plate. Giannis gets kicked out in the third quarter. You're winning in the fourth. And it was a complete meltdown. Caved in is what you call it. I got some issues. I see some issues that have carried on all season, and they happened in the fourth quarter while they were up. But Foster, I'm going to take a step back because I want to go off. But I want to hear from you, Foster. What's going through your mind right now, Foster? Because I got a lot to say, and I'm trying to dial it back some. You're the voice of reason, so I please help me.
I'm just like frustration is really the best way to describe it. There's not one particular person per se that I'm upset about. We've been talking about how Cade just needs to finish games better. The fourth quarter, he's just got to be there. We saw case in point of what closing a game is supposed to look like from Dame Lillard, but Dame Lillard is Dame Lillard. Fair enough. But
okay,
if Cade is going to be held to this high regard and embraced as the future and the most important person on our team, he's going to have to shoulder some of the blame for the losses that we have, just as well as we will give him credit for the wins that we had. Yes, he had 33 points yesterday and like 8 assists, and it was a great stat line, but it's all irrelevant if when it matters the most, you can't get the job done. And as much as I want to bail him out with, we don't have this person and that person, the reality is that the numbers will tell you that he has had shooting around him this year. The number,
and I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you get that excuse off. But go ahead.
No. I said I would love to do it, but
I wouldn't let you, even if you tried. I got you. No,
yeah.
Go ahead.
He's got shooting. Stewart. Now, granted, down the stretch, Stewart missed like 2-3 threes, And uh,
God. It was 3. It was 3, False, but
yeah,
go ahead. You're
and they were
triggering me.
good looks, and he's been knocking them down all year. So I can't be mad at Stu, but it just hurts. And as you watch the game, you saw where it was going. You just the way Dame was shooting off these picks and getting downhill every single time, it was like, yeah, this is you could see it coming. You could see where the game was going from a mile away, and and I hate that as great as Sasser played, that it was null and void. But what killed me was, I don't know. Cade is a great play is great, and of course, in the best case scenario, Stu knocks down just one of those three threes that he missed, and we probably don't have this issue. But you just gotta as Cade's got to get the job done. He gets blocked by Brook Lopez, gets the ball back, and throws it away. I was just like, no, no, this is not happening.
Oh, okay, False.
Sorry,
Help me
that was
unpack
a
this.
rant. Go ahead.
Help me unpack this, right? I do not have a problem with missed shots. I don't even have a problem with you missing them in the clutch. Shots are gonna fall. You're gonna miss shots. I get it. But in crunch time, and you're continuing
Coach.
to throw the ball away as you have been, I counted 9 turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Was it 9 in the fourth?
It was 9. I remember when they said 7 turnovers in the fourth,
And you
and
counted.
Cade turned it over. Cade Cunningham, whose buffs have been revoked, he turned it over 2 more times after that. Now, a lot of Cade's turnovers are batted down passes. Now, I'm sitting here watching from the bleachers. I'm sitting here watching, and I'm saying, "Don't throw that."
Yeah, you can see it. You can
How
see it.
come he can't see it?
Well, I mean, it's a fast game, and we're watching from our couch, but I don't know.
Devin says, "Take a big sip before."
No, that's my dog. That's my dog, Coach. Um, I will take another sip to that, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah. A lot of the turnovers are just like, there is a such thing as a good turnover in my eyes, and I feel like a lot of them are stupid, are just dumb ones. They're just ones that were just like,
A a
why
lot
though?
of them. Okay, turnovers are an apparent problem with this team. We turn the ball over at an amazing clip. It just baffles me how careless we are with the ball. So, I guess that's just what it is. But there was a sequence when I inboxed you, and if you don't remember it, Foster, at the end of the show, go look at it. When I said, I think Sasser needs to be a little more selfish right now because they
Yeah,
had a couple of dry trips and Sasser was still on the floor and he hadn't taken a shot.
yeah.
But then as soon as I say it, he turned the ball over. He got a traveling call. And
Yeah.
it's like he didn't get another shot. He didn't get another shot.
So did
Um,
he finished the game, right? He ended up
he
finishing it.
finished the game. He didn't
Yeah.
take another shot. When Milwaukee went on that run to actually go up 3, he hadn't. I mean, I think the Pistons were up 7, and he didn't take another shot after that at all. He didn't
And
get another
Cade
shot off.
had re-entered the game, obviously, because a lot
Mhm.
of Sasser's points came while Cade was sitting, correct?
Yes, but my thing is the Pistons either didn't get a shot during that stretch
Right.
or it was uh Stu from 3. Now, I like Stu. I like that he's comfortable taking the 3. Sasser been hot. Sasser been hitting threes all night. You can get and the times it wasn't like they worked the clock down. These were one more swing around. You know what I'm saying? And if you have to take it then, Stewart, then you take it. But he had
I'm not mad at Stu. I'm not mad at Stu though.
I'm not mad. I'm mad.
Only because he was knocking those up until that point, because I think he finished like 3 for 7, or it wasn't ended up
Yeah,
it
he
didn't,
missed them.
but he missed the 3 and it threw off his percentage, but he has been knocking down
Yes,
shots all
I
game.
agree with Foster. I agree with that. I agree with that. But my thing is, if you look at the percentages, right? 3 for 7, that's pretty good for him.
That's great. Well,
And
yeah, I mean,
if you've already hit 3, then chances are still you're not gonna hit any more.
nah, but you gotta go with the hot hand. I'm not mad at going with the hot hand though. Okay, okay.
I'm not mad at Stu. I'm mad that Sasser
Two
didn't
for
get
seven, by the way. I looked it up, but
yeah,
yeah.
I'm not mad at Stu. I'm just mad that Sasser didn't get those same attempts when we needed them. Like if you're going to lose in that situation, I would feel better if the person that had was hot
Yeah.
misses those shots at the end.
The
Now,
difference is that Sasser wasn't taking spot up shots. He was creating at this point.
and that's I'm getting to that. It wasn't like they was running plays for Sasser.
Right.
He's the point guard and he's making it happen. Give him the ball, move out the way.
Do you remember when Crowder clotheslined him?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That might have like kind of
That was crazy.
I don't know at what point in the game that happened, but I was like,
It was
maybe
in the
that
fourth
had
quarter.
yeah, it was
That was in
late.
the
It
fourth
was definitely, yeah, in the fourth quarter, but
yeah.
I don't know. That was that was
If that wasn't in the fourth, it was late third because I quit watching at halftime. And it's just when you told me I should be watching this game and I turned and Pistons were up 7, 8 points. I'm gonna read
yeah.
this comment by Devin real quick. Do we think our current defensive scheme and assistants around Monty going to work with who's on the roster currently? Or if not, what changes first? The system and assistants or personnel? That's pretty easy for me to answer. I don't think he's going to change his personnel. I think the team would change. The team would actually change because you don't want to go in there and start moving assistants around because then it's like it's me. I picked these assistants. I picked the wrong ones. Let me
Right.
and I don't think no head coach is going to do that just to save face. So I think if I brought a system and I brought assistants here who support that system and it's not getting done, I'm going to get some players in here that can that's going to believe in my system and buy into my system and play within the system. I
And the
think
tricky thing about his personnel is that he hasn't, like, as far as the players, he hasn't seen any of them play. He's seen the max play 9 games if they've been healthy. If not, he hasn't seen them play at all. Or he's
like
seen
there was
Burks play 2 games or Harris play a couple games, but like we haven't even seen half the roster, well, a part of the roster play a single game. So
well, the thing is the best games the Pistons have played is when Burke has come off the bench
oh man,
and give you 20 plus.
which I think it
That's
would have
and
continued
when
to
the
do so.
game needed a bucket, when you needed a bucket in the fourth quarter or the second half, Burks has answered the bell. So we haven't had that. Could have used him last night.
What?
Could have used him last night in that fourth quarter stretch. We said earlier that Cade plays better when he doesn't have to rely on solely on himself. And we saw in that fourth quarter where I think what he hit a three near the end, which was a great shot. We were down 4 at that point.
Oh yeah, he did hit
Um,
that one. That was huge.
he,
That was huge.
he hit a three, and then there was a I think he got to the free throw line right before that. But he had a couple of opportunities where he came up short, missed or turned the ball over. And like I said, if there's another option out there, and the crazy thing is these teams are running defenders at Cade. It's just not just him. It's not just one-on-one defense. They're sending defenders at him. So you have to give Cade some help. Got to give him some help. You didn't have Ivy last night. He was ill. You didn't have
We
Alex
gonna
Burke.
talk about Ivy.
We didn't have Burke. Yeah, you didn't have Joe Harris. Uh, it's just, man, it's I don't know, man. I was really, I was so disappointed last night with that loss. I told Foster I don't have any faith in this team whatsoever. And just looking at it, the same flaws that we've seen in the wins have happened all season. And now you're starting to see them lose because of the turnovers. They're losing games because they're turning the ball over at critical points. Uh, it's just you can't be unless you're going to create turnovers, you can't turn the ball over like the Pistons do.
I feel like we haven't done that all year.
Man, it's
Even in the
just it's
wins, I don't think we've done that.
we haven't. Like if you're going to if you can't take care of the ball, you have to create turnovers. Kind of balance it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take the ball away from you, more because we keep giving it to you. So it's like it's like a trying to even it out. But I just don't understand how lackadaisical we are with the ball. Cade constantly throws bad pass. Like he can throw a nice pass, but I've seen far too often where he's thrown errant passes, just giving the ball away.
Mm,
He had at least 9 turnovers in the fourth quarter.
yeah, and we had
And I
17 the whole
remember
game, so that's like that's over half of what we had the entire game because it was pretty clean. It was a pretty good, clean game up until that point, and
it
then
was a pretty clean game, but
you just watched us
it
unwrap.
would
Well,
have been
you take away the 9, 8. I'll take 8 for the game.
if you say instead of 9 turnovers in the fourth, let's say you had 5. 5 turnovers is a lot in a quarter. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, because that's 20 for the game.
That's a lot in a quarter. So they had 9, at least 9. Now, if you have 5 in the fourth quarter, we lost by 2 or 1.
2, 8. It was 118, 120.
You know, that's 5 more attempts at the basket if you don't turn that ball over.
Yeah.
It's 5 more attempts. I'm willing to say we hit one of those 5.
You,
And if it's a 3, we win the game.
yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm tired of using the excuse, uh, injuries because
Yeah.
that's not getting any better anytime soon. That's just not. They're not healing. Is more that injury list gets longer by the day.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we started the year and all of them were like, well, we'll see you in a month. All of them. It wasn't like, oh,
Yes.
this guy's like out for a month. This guy's out for a couple weeks. everybody is see you in a month, and then the injuries that have continued to pile on have been the same. Well, Harris, anyways. Burks, it says day to day, but he hasn't played in what, a week?
He said he has an arm contusion, like some kind of cut.
A bruise? Like what is that? What is that though? That is what bugs me out is that I know this team, if we were even close to healthy, 100% healthy, the personnel, we could be, there's no telling what our record would be. We would be so deep right now. It would be ridiculous. And at this point, I'm tired of us losing, I'm tired of us being like, well, when we're all good, we'll be better. Or like, I don't think I can deal with another lottery, tank. Like, I don't think I can do it anymore.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break, man. We'll see you on the other side. And for our listeners out in Spotify and all other streaming platforms, check out these ads, and we'll be back in a second. Foss, did you happen to see any of the post game?
No.
Okay, because I couldn't help it, but I wanted to see what Monty had to say.
What did he say? Because I have no idea.
Well, I wound up giving him the middle finger and changing the channel, but he actually said something that I'm not mad at him about though. But
Okay. It's like, what
he
did
took
he
a lot
say?
of blame for it. He took a
Okay.
lot of blame for it. He talked about the turnovers. He talked about the effort that the Pistons did give, and he talked about the missed shots and opportunities. And all I kept thinking was, what are you gonna do about it? Like like, bruh, I had coaches that didn't. If you turn the ball over, you sat down.
That doesn't work though. At the NBA level, I can't see it
It
work.
doesn't work at the NBA level. But what I'm
Okay.
saying
I was
is,
gonna say this is
when you
that.
come from that,
Yeah, I
for
get
me,
that.
it's like, where's your discipline? Like, bro,
Mm,
like, but no, I'm saying a lot of people start little league, high school, college, NBA, right? And I'm
right.
pretty sure along the way, hopefully, that there was this thing about turnovers along the way. Because in NBA, you're grown men. Ain't nobody gonna yell at you no certain way. Ain't nobody gonna tell you. Ain't nobody gonna bench you without you getting out of there. You know what I'm
And
saying? There's so
it's
many other.
not a. I don't think it's not like something like, hey, if I get on you enough, you're gonna stop turning the ball. I don't think it's that voluntary for you to be like, well,
Paul,
I ain't
I
turning the ball
think
over
it's
again.
I think it's a mindset, right? I think it's a mindset first. I think it's if I don't if I'm not weary of turnovers and I'm like, it is what it is. I'm just gonna lay loose, play loose and do me and not worry
Mm,
about turnovers. You're going to turn the ball over. But if
yeah,
you're gonna make more of a conscious effort to say, I'm not gonna throw dangerous passes, we're gonna communicate better, I'm gonna make, you know what I'm saying? Then it's a concentrated effort. And I don't think that's there. You know what I'm saying? Not that the coach is telling you to have that, but within you, it's more or less like, we got to take care of the ball. I got to make sure I'm not throwing errant passes. I got to make sure I'm not taking steps before I'm dribbling, and traveling. I got to make sure that we're all on the same page. So when I pass it to you, you're going to be where you need to be.
yeah,
But I just think it starts with a mentality, not just the coach getting upset. I think that mentality is like, it's like you tell it to your people. right? And you hope that they buy into what you're saying when you start preaching about turnovers. Unless you're playing for someone that's like, man, go ahead, man. Don't worry about it. I don't want you to play scared, this, that, and other, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't want my team to play scared, but I do want you to be conscious of turnovers. And that starts early on and it carries on unless you were never coached that way, or you get to a point to where you've been like coached that way the whole time. And finally you got a coach that says, don't worry about turnover, just play free.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm big on turnovers, bro. They disgust me. Uh, you can turn as there's not you're going to have turnovers. You just can't have 5 and a quarter. You can't have 17 to 20 a game. It's just not it just doesn't bode well for success. Um Made a right move the other day though, Foster. That open spot you were talking about was filled.
Bro.
You're not excited about Kevin Knox being back here?
Um, I didn't follow him too tough and we traded him, right? We traded him.
I believe he got traded last year, but I'm gonna say this, Foster, before I let you. Last year, he started playing okay to where I said, okay, this could work. He could get better. He's hitting threes. He went on a couple of games in a row where he was knocking down the outside shot.
Mhm.
And then the next thing you know, he's gone. But he's
I
back
think
now.
I think people were upset. Not upset. I gotta remember what the trade was. I gotta remember what the trade was.
I was very disappointed when he got traded because he had started playing some and he was hitting threes. He was actually hitting shots.
Right.
So let me read this comment from Dev.
Coach is a real I call him coach. His government name is Devin, but he's a real
We'll
life
call
coach
Coach. I like
and,
Coach.
and referee. But go ahead.
Okay, Coach says so many travel summer leagues have ditched defense and preach more offensive possessions, run and gun. Most turnovers will correlate to that increase, and you see it in big college programs. The divide. I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that. It's like the it's more score, 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 score. And I'm gonna give you a good example. There was an exhibition game played between Michigan and Marquette and Foster. I know you don't want to hear about Michigan football, Michigan Wolverines,
Coach
but
don't
it's
either.
just
That's the biggest state fan I know right there. But go
okay.
ahead.
But it's just bear with me. I don't. Sorry, Coach. I won't bring up any more Wolverine references. But the exhibition game score was 115 to 110. That shouldn't happen in college basketball.
It's way less minutes they play.
I mean, that happened when Loyola Marymount played with Hank Gathers. They scored 115 points and 100 points back then. College basketball isn't supposed to score. Like if you get a score in the 70s with college basketball, that's a high scoring game.
It's getting up there.
Is 70s
Further.
is yeah. You watch a college basketball game and it ends 75 to 73 and you're like, "Oh, that's a great game." Right? When you get up to the 80s and 90s, it's like, "Are you kidding me? Are you playing any defense?"
So
So
one
I think defense is less preached nowadays. Um, it's one of it's you know, it's entertainment. So I don't think people find entertainment in defense. They find it in the dunks, the 3-point shots, the half court shots, you know what I'm saying?
the Steph
The
Curry
fancy
era. It's
passes.
really the Steph Curry effort where everybody just started pulling threes. like that with
Man.
nobody, you know.
Next time you're watching basketball, folks, I want you to watch and pay attention to how many times you see a person with the ball go towards the rack and pass it out for a 3.
A layup. They might have a clean
They'll
layup.
they'll have a clean layup with one person. Instead of challenging that one person, they'll kick it out, and that other person will launch a 3. It happens so often. The next basketball game I want you to watch, pay attention to how many times that happens.
That was Casey's whole philosophy. We had years where we had some of the most open threes like recorded, but we never had the shooters. We do more so now than ever, but we never had the shooters to even make those threes. That was his whole thing. That and switch everything, which was just embarrassing half the time because once again, didn't have the personnel to switch off on everybody like that. But that's another story.
I'm gonna give you another scenario. I'm gonna give you another
Yeah.
scenario, and I'm gonna use Spartan basketball because
Thank you.
I actually I mess with both. I mean, to be don't hate me. I'm a hometown fan. So Michigan State basketball, and I want to say around the time of I want to say there was a stretch, and I want to say 2008 to about 2015, 16, something like that, where that team, Michigan State basketball, you wasn't scoring 60 points.
No.
Oh, no, no. No. You weren't going to get 60 points versus Michigan State. And Michigan State didn't care about scoring 90 points. They would though if
We were
you
slowing it down like a mug.
they slow it down. And
It was
if
slick boring, but
actually, man, the way they played every defensive possession, and you weren't going to outboard them. You weren't
no.
going to out effort them, and you weren't going to outboard them. There was a team, I think it was 2009, that went to the Final Four that nobody expected Sparty to go through, and I think they had
Was
the
Draymond Green on this team?
no, he was not.
Okay.
Um,
You said
they
2009.
had a
That was
6'6" guard. Oh God, I can't remember, but
Kalen Lucas. He wasn't.
they wound up beating North Carolina in the tournament,
Okay.
and they went to the Final Four that year. It was either
2009.
2008 or 2009. But Michigan State was not a high-ranking seed, but they got in the tournament, and they were putting people out, and they made it to the Final Four. I was living in Alabama at the time,
Mm.
and I was talking crazy to the Alabamians. That's how I remember, but it was all there were no superstars on the team. It was all effort, defense.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
looking at it. No,
re
I think Green was on this team,
he
bro.
might have been. But, what's the guard name? He's
It says
6'6".
Raymar Morgan. Is that you talking about?
Nope,
It
it's
was
another guard.
somebody.
I know his name when I see him. Here,
Okay, because Morgan came up, but it might have been somebody else. Kalen Lucas. It was Kalen Lucas. That's my error, bro. That's who we
who?
were playing. That's who we were playing against. Kalen Lucas. He went to St. Mary's. St. Mary's. Whatever they used to beat the shit. They used to whoop on our team. Kalen Lucas.
Coach Coach says some of these Michigan State games last 8, 9 years were some ugly, low-scoring games, reminding me of the Bo Ryan, Wisconsin days, first team to
60
61.
wins. Oh my god, those were so
But Bo Ryan, they they got it done though.
I used
Like
to
you
hate
weren't
Wisconsin. Oh my god, I used to hate Wisconsin.
they used all of the shot clock. You weren't
Mhm.
going to you never seen anybody from Wisconsin come down and just shoot without passing that ball. That ball touched every team, every person on the court in that half court set before a shot went up.
Devin, what's his name?
And
Devin
now it's
Harris.
like,
Remember Devin Harris? He played for the
yeah,
Mavericks.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a dog.
For sure. For sure.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Evan, yeah. But
I
Kevin
gotta
Knox,
find it.
we didn't. Kevin
Are,
Knox. I just want to say, okay, so Kevin Knox
is he
was
healthy?
was traded, huh?
I'm saying, is he healthy?
I,
I'm sorry, boss. Go ahead.
yeah. No, see, I almost fell for it because I was like, I think he's healthy. But like, who is healthy? But no. So he was traded with in the four-way trade with Sadiq and Wiseman, and he was in that trade as well. Because I think Blazers sent picks. I think the Warriors ended up getting a whole bunch of picks out of it because they didn't get Bay, they gave up Wiseman or whatever. But Knox was in that trade. So I don't think Knox was necessarily somebody that we were dying to get rid of. Obviously not, because we brought him back after 20 games. Like, how many games did he play for the Blazers before we brought him back?
Was that this year?
It was a trade deadline. So it wasn't half, it wasn't halfway. The trade deadline is like more than halfway through the year, I want to say. But
Chris Allen.
Oh yeah. He wasn't that much of a.
Yes.
But yeah, Raymond Morgan, Delvon Rowe.
Yes.
Oh,
That
Walton.
team.
Okay. So not Draymond. It was maybe after a little after. Or right before, yeah.
2008, 2009. I went to that UNC
It was the
game,
year
regular
before
season
Draymond, actually. I think
at
Draymond
Ford
came out.
Field. Day was a freshman on that team. Lucas, Raymar,
Okay.
Chris Allen, Darrell Summers, Delvon Rowe. Delvon Rowe, man, those knees. Darrell Summers was supposed to be that guy.
Yeah.
Walton and Sutton. Yeah. That was a pretty solid team.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
solid, but not one of those dudes did anything in the league.
And I had it wrong. Michigan State actually played North Carolina in that Final Four. And North Carolina was stacked.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
North Carolina was stacked.
This was probably like the Felton and May and
yeah, man. Yeah, that was one. Yeah,
that team was a fresh. Okay, so Day Day is Draymond. Yeah. I forgot they called him Day Day. They don't call him Day Day no more. Too old.
No, man. No. He night.
He was cold. He was cold at Saginaw. I saw him play at Saginaw. He was fat, but he was balling.
Man, he was the biggest dude on the court, bruh.
But he was out of shape though. Like, he's in shape. He had years of being in shape. He was fat
He
in high
had
school,
to though.
but he was
he
sweet
had
though.
to though.
What do you mean
I think he got his weight together at State, and then he had to.
You're saying, yeah. Izzo wasn't on. Yeah, no,
yeah. He got his weight together at State, and then he had to maintain it to be in the pros and be effective because he was a point forward. He went to NBA, and he was just a center in high school
too. He was a center, but he had the skills, because you know how when you be like, "What's this fat dude running point guard?" That's because he was going to the NBA. He was that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. If you ever want to talk state basketball, holla at Coach. Coach knows what's up.
So Foss, you mean to tell me the reason we got stuck with Wiseman is because we got rid of Knox?
That's all we. No. We got rid of Sadiq too, right?
You know what? How's he doing in Atlanta?
Decent. He's actually okay. So he's shooting. It's funny because I had to infiltrate the Atlanta Hawks group just to see how he was doing. And
That's wild.
So I haven't. They're not in my algorithm this year, but last year they loved Sadiq Bey. Now, granted, they didn't make the playoffs, or if they did, maybe it was the play-in. But they were like, "Oh yeah, he plays defense. He shoots well. He's tough." All the stuff. I'm trying to censor myself. All the stuff we used to say about him.
Mm-hmm.
He's tough. He plays. He plays defense. He's got good size.
Mhm.
He scored 50 points for us against the Magic.
Yeah.
50. Who scores 50 points? No one. That's a
LeBron.
rare occurrence to score 50 points. You
Yeah.
gotta really be cooking to score 50 points. But he's averaging
All
like
we
12
wanted
points.
was 35, Cade.
Yeah, that would have did it. That would have did it in the Miami Heat game because that came down to the last shot. See, that kills me.
Oh,
Just
wait, wait,
smoke,
wait, hold on,
just
hold on. I
smoke
see, I
our
got
dude.
triggered again, Foster. I got triggered again. The last play of the
What?
game last night.
Sasser was open, wasn't he?
After a timeout, you throw a bad pass that gets tipped.
Now that's kind of on the coach if the play ain't drawn up right. Because I don't think that play. I don't think that was a good play.
The first of all, the pass was thrown heading towards away
The
from the
half
rim.
court sign, yeah, with 2 seconds left.
So how much more difficult you think that is going that way, right? Then on top of it, you risk the chance of somebody tipping the ball or what happened? Then you have Cade getting the ball past half court
And having to throw up some.
and having to throw a heave.
So who's that on? That's the coach, right? Or
You got to draw it up better. You got to
it's got to be
dial that
drawn.
one
It's
up.
got to be drawn up better.
You got to dial that one up better. That
But
was
I
horrible.
was over it before that. Plays like that are one in a whatever. I won't say 1 in a million, but the plays like that, whatever.
Foster,
I
I
will
gave up when they went up 4. When they went up 4,
before the three that Cade made. Yeah.
when my man, what's the tall center name?
You talking about
Colin
Lopez?
Lopez, Brooke Lopez, or whatever. Lopez, when he hit the 3 to put him up 4, I said it's over. It's over.
Yeah,
I don't even want to watch
that
it.
one hurt. That one hurt. He not that was a deep 3 too. That wasn't just no little chip
Man, but
shot.
I knew when he let it go. I said, "Oh boy,
Oh,
here
it
we
was
go."
in. It was in.
Gabe, what's up, bro? I gotta read your I gotta read your what you put on the board here. These are for my audio listeners.
I like that.
Cades has had turnover issues. It's college though. A lot of his turnovers this year have been from bigs not being able to catch ball. Also, I think they'll go down once we don't have to rely on him for everything.
Everything.
That's a great point. And also, if you notice, and I've seen it at least once or twice a game, where they're not waiting for the pick to be set. They actually move, and it causes a moving screen on Duran. Specifically, that's happened to him, where he's setting a pick.
Do those turnovers go to him?
I know they're turnovers.
Because
Any
no,
kind of violation,
the only reason why I asked that is because I look at the turnover amounts and I see 6 from Duran. I'm like, is it
those are
from the movement?
probably towards yeah.
Because I'm like,
If
I
he's
don't see him throwing
because
the ball away.
the violation is on him. He gets called for that.
That makes
So
sense.
yeah,
That actually makes
that's
sense
on
as to
him.
why he turns the ball over so much. It's because on
This
those.
happens on a regular, at least once or twice a game, where he's setting a pick and they don't wait for him to set and they try to move.
And that's
And
the
they
worst.
try.
That's the worst in pickup basketball because it doesn't get, you don't
It doesn't get
call.
called.
And it's like,
I mean,
bro,
how you gonna look
he's
at
no,
the
because you
wide
get
fan? Move it.
as a defender, you get clipped, and it's like, bro, that's a moving screen. It's not on the screener per se,
Mm-mm.
but if I'm getting clipped in the leg because a good screen, I should be running into the body, not getting clipped at the
Mhm.
leg. But that's a whole nother.
No.
That's just my personal gripe with pickup basketball.
Gabe also asks, did you guys notice Cade yelling at Stu for not shooting the ball when he was open? On the play, we got a shot clock violation.
I saw where he passed. I saw where Stu passed it. I did see where Stu passed, and I was thinking to myself, why didn't he shoot that? But I didn't see the reaction. But that was on Stu to shoot the ball, which is why I don't. That's why I don't get mad at Stu for missing those shots is because those are looks that we want. He's been given the green light. He shot the ball well. That's why I can't get mad at Stu. And that's probably why Stu continued to shoot. I don't know if that was before or after, but the shot clock violation, that was on Stu, because you can't pass the ball. You can't hand. They call that giving somebody a bomb. You can't give somebody the ball with a half second. That's a bomb in their hands. They can't do anything with it. So
Yeah.
that's main reason why I say I'm not mad at Stu for the shots he took, because that's the shot, quote unquote, we wanted in that situation. Granted, he's not a sharpshooter, but he's probably one of our best spot up shooters.
Yeah. Hold that thought, Foster.
Yeah.
Oh, one person I'm not mad at though. Oscar had a good game.
Yeah. He had a whole bunch of rebounds. I don't know if he had a great game altogether.
I ain't said great. He had a good game. He had a good all around game. He defended well. He had a block on
Lillard
on a 3-point attempt.
He's done that to every good player that he's played. He did that to Butler, Levine. He's had some good plays on everybody, honestly. But yeah.
Yeah, and he was I like what he's doing. That was a game. Remember that game where he missed like a couple of he took 3 threes in a row?
He's bounced back somewhat from
and
that.
He's been hitting them ever since, like at a better clip.
Yeah. He only had, to be honest, he only had 6 in the last game, which is why I say
yeah, I mean from an all around play standpoint, not scoring, but we don't need him to score
37 minutes. The more I look at it, it's like, because Asar is gonna have his ups and downs, but that's where it's like you would love to see him maybe get 25 minutes, and then you work Bogey in there somewhere, you work Morris in there, you work Livers in there, like, because you got guys like Stanley.
Okay, Foster. I got one rule. Okay, I'll let you slide with Bogey because he's done a lot for us. I'll let you slide with Monty Morris because we're looking forward to it.
Yes.
Do not put Livers in this equation.
That's your Michigan boy.
My Michigan boy has been playing like he's been Michigan hurt since he was a junior.
Well, yeah,
Let's stop.
Of course. But you think we couldn't have used a 6'8" versatile defender, somebody that's able to shoot the 3? Like, that's our biggest void, is that we have one 3, right? That's the reason why Kevin Knox is here right now. Is because Kevin Knox plays the Livers. He plays the Livers role right now. He's 6'9", 6'10",
Foster,
and he shoots the 3. What's up,
Foster? We could very well use a guy like that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we need him to play 60 games for us.
Oh no! And he played in the last year. He played. How many games did he play last year? Livers.
Go ahead and Google that.
I think he played.
He missed half the first half of the season, I believe.
That was his rookie year.
Was he in third year now?
Yeah, his second year he played.
Google how many games he played last year. I'm willing to bet it's less than 40.
Nah, I don't think that.
I'm willing to bet it's less than 40 for us.
Before we get out here, I got 52. No. I'm just saying though. No, I'm not saying it was a ton of games, because I knew he missed some games towards the tail end. But he played a solid clip last year. 52 is a decent sample size.
We won 15 games last year.
Oh, that ain't got nothing to do with the wins. And
I'm just asking a question for us.
Yeah, no, for sure. No. We didn't win many games last year. And I'm not saying that Livers would contribute to us winning a whole bunch more. But that's the reason why basketball is, the deeper you are, the better you're off you are, is because you can have guys come in making, like Livers ain't making no kind of money, but he can play a role. He can play a role. He would have got some minutes last night. We got Stanley Yamude and Rodin, and you about to play a button?
Yeah.
You press a button? You about to press a button? Oh, I thought you were about to press a
No,
button.
I
I thought you was about to hold me with the button.
no,
I was ready.
no. I just I
That's your Michigan boy, man. I didn't say draft him because we could have had
so you gonna
Diallo.
blame
We could have had Diallo
who?
in here. Diallo?
They decided to
Don't
move
act
on
like,
from him.
nah. Diallo. First of all, Diallo plays basketball games. He plays. That's one.
They decided to move on from him, and he plays defense. He creates some of those turnovers we give away.
He was like,
I
yeah, he
agree
was
with you,
like, he was his basketball IQ was super low, but his athleticism made up for it in some ways. So I always rock with him. He was fun to watch. If nothing else, he was fun to watch. The fact that he doesn't have a job, it's like, what did you do? What you do?
I don't know, man. We were talking about this empty roster spot. You kept saying I had no idea they had an empty roster spot, right? For
No,
the people
full stop.
that's paying attention, I was talking to Foster. Foster said we have a whole empty roster spot that we're not using.
Mhm.
And
It blew
the
me. I was
very
like,
next
what?
day, you see where where
Nah,
Knox has been signed.
Knox, he has the most flat affect in all of basketball. Like, no matter what happens, I don't care if he win a national the national championship or the NBA championship. He ain't gonna show no emotion, but he can hoop a little bit though. I ain't gonna act like he just can't hoop.
Mm. I just read where I just read an injury report for the Bucks. They play Indianapolis. I think
Who hurt?
Dame is sitting out. Dame.
His back broke because he was carrying the team last night. That's so corny.
If you'd have sat him down a few minutes in the fourth quarter, he'd be playing tonight.
Yeah, this is a back-to-back because everybody played last night. So I was
Play
like,
40 minutes.
oh, damn, the Bucks. I was like, the Bucks play a back-to-back today because there's only 2 games today.
That's what happens when you let your superstar play 40 minutes against the Pistons. I hope he.
They needed it though. Man, somebody was, and part of the reason why, and I want to talk about Ivy a little bit before, but part of the reason why I was so upset is I was ready to talk so much smack to the Bucks fans. Somebody
Oh man,
was like,
I had some. I
Dame
had some.
time. Like, I'm like, y'all should be embarrassed. Half our team is injured.
I had some posts queued up.
Queued
Coogee
up.
was going to
Oh
hit.
man, he was
I
gonna
had some
get it.
posts queued up. Look, Foster. I had one that was already made. All I had to do was press enter, and I tagged Coogee, and I said, "We're just better than y'all. We're just better than y'all." And then I had Detroit greater sign, Milwaukee Bucks, and I was ready.
But
God don't like ugly.
you could
God don't like ugly.
tell we were about to lose that game, though. You could tell.
When they started chipping away and the turnovers, and I said, "Oh Lord."
And Dame started cutting up. It's like, oh no.
He got one where he didn't even go past half court, and we did something with the ball. I don't know if it was a miss or a
We
turnover,
had an
and he
over. We
just
had an
threw it.
over and back or some bull. I was like, oh no.
They threw it down to Dame. He had an open layup. It was just like he didn't
Oh
even run
yeah.
past
Oh
half court.
yeah. What was that? What happened? Something happened. And because Stu almost fouled him. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was a it was a it was a he was cherry picking, man.
Pretty much. But yeah, that's when it was started getting dark. It was like, oh no. Oh no. But anyways, I had something else.
When's the next game, man? When's the next game?
I'm assuming Friday.
It's tomorrow. We were supposed to go to the Sixers game. Remember we said we was gonna go to the
That's
Sixers
what it was. Yeah. Oh, because that injury report is already out, and your boy. Oh, this is a perfect segue. Your boy is still sick.
He's sick and tired of not playing.
No. Seriously. I was watching Woodward Sports. Shout out to Woodward Sports. I was watching. It was the segment with Braylon Edwards and Ermani. I can't remember his first name. Ermani.
I love
Braylon
Woodward
Edwards.
Sports.
Braylon Edwards said, "My inside
Wolverines.
source, my his inside source says Ivy is not traveling with the team, and he's perfectly fine, and he's just not feeling it. He's upset because
Well,
I've been saying, even in my notes it says sick. He's not sick. Come on, man, he's not sick." Now, my deepest apologies if he is truly ill, under the weather, but
I
others,
heard
Brian Windhurst has also said from his sources that he is not feeling the fact that he's coming off the bench.
he wasn't happy because he wasn't starting. Hey man, they say if it got
And
legs,
people
it
and
walk.
people have already shot him bell saying, well, the guy in front of him is not as good at talking about Killian Hayes. Is not better than him, and it like any other job, when somebody above you is not as good as you, whatever. I'm not jacking that. I'm not jacking that. First of all, based on what I've seen, Ivy hasn't been a world beater and just tearing it up this year.
No,
So I'm not trying. I'm not trying to hear
he'd
that.
be out there if he was. He'd
Yeah,
be out there if he was.
and whole time, it it the way Sasser is playing, you gonna lose your job to Sasser. Damn, Cade. I mean Killian, because Killian is probably they're probably there's a possibility that they're probably just getting Killian to look as good as he can look so they can get him, trade him up out of here. Sasser
Yeah.
looked like a dog. I heard everything from Vinny Johnson to, I said, Lou Williams. I heard Cam
Yeah.
Thomas. They're comparing him to Isaiah Thomas.
Stop it. Stop
Bro,
it.
no, so no.
It's time to end the show. It's time to end the show.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just
Whoever
saying.
said that, no. Look, Foss, do
He
we
looked
win
really good. He
tomorrow?
looked really good yesterday, though. He looked really
Do we
good
win
yesterday.
tomorrow?
Philly is nice. Philly is
Philly's
nice.
nice.
And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how the Pistons feel, but I feel broken off that. Because honestly, the Warriors game we could have won.
Yeah, I said I don't have any faith in this team. But
Nah,
after
yeah,
last night,
I wouldn't put no kind of money on that. I wouldn't put no kind of money on that.
what would it take to restore some kind of faith with this team? Like
A
what would it
couple a
take?
couple wins in a row, because I don't know when these guys are gonna get healthy. I would love to say, oh, when Bogey comes back, oh, when Monty comes back. There's no guarantee that they're gonna start winning. Because the one thing, see, the thing that worries me is that when you not build a losing culture, but when you get used to losing, you forget how to win,
Yeah.
and that is hard to break. And I just don't want it to get to a point that, because it's a long 82 games is a long season when you
Grueling,
lose 60 of them. That's a lot of
grueling.
losses, because they
A
all
lot of
hit
loss.
all these losses hit the same to me. They all hit the same to me. And it's deteriorating as a fan, let alone a player. So um so yeah. I just want to see them knock a couple games off in a row because would it surprise me if we beat Philly? No, because we should have beat the Bucks yesterday and they were full strength. We played some full strength veteran teams. The Warriors,
Yeah.
nobody was hurt. As old as the Warriors are. They're one of the oldest teams in the league, right? So you would think,
Yeah.
they probably got some nicks and bruises. No, full strength team. Steph Curry is 30 plus. Thompson is 30 plus. Green is 30 plus. Looney is up there. Wiggins is young, but these are full strength teams, and we are playing
Looney
to
was
win.
hitting jumpers against us, bro.
Nah, Looney is nice. Looney's from Milwaukee. He's from
Oh, well,
Milwaukee.
that just makes me not like him that much more.
He played with Coochie. Looney, Hero, that's his circle.
Yes,
Poole,
it's
Poole is from Milwaukee too. Milwaukee's got a nice little like talent, talent pool. Poole, Hero, Looney. Looney was a dog in high school.
you talking
He
about
was
Jordan Poole, the one that spent
yeah.
500,000
He's
on
from
Ice
the
Spice?
hey, that's your Michigan boy. That's your Michigan boy.
He was Milwaukee before he was Michigan.
Simp. Simp activities. My fault, y'all. I'm sipping today. This might be the day. This might be the day we get fired.
We get canceled.
We get canceled.
Well, we'll get out of here on that note. You can check us out. We're gonna mark it in for Thursday. Thursday nights, 6 o'clock, roughly. Thursday nights, we'll be doing this
Might
podcast
be the day.
at 6 o'clock. Maybe 5:30 if Foster is not messing around. But usually on Thursdays, we'll do this show. Tune in to Pistons podcast. Post game podcast where we talk Pistons. And if you miss this show, you can always go to Motor City Metrics on YouTube and just go check us out there. Or you can follow us on Spotify, any of the streaming platforms. On all the streaming platforms. Bleachers speakers. I'm sorry. Post game podcast
Who been
FFSN.
sipping?
And you can listen to us. If you don't want to watch us, you can always listen to us. And we're good to listen to on the way in. Like you going and heading into work, just hit it, turn us on Spotify and check us out. We talk basketball. You can also check us out if you like Lions football. Then you can tune in to Bleachers Speakers on those same platform. Motor City Metrics here as well. And check out Bleachers Speakers where we're going to talk Lions football. The next time you'll see us on here will be on Bleachers and Speakers, and that will be an initial reaction after the game Sunday. That will be followed by Monday, a show on Monday night at 7 o'clock, which we will continue to do until the season's over. So Mondays and Thursdays, you can check us out on Motor City Metrics. And then the next day after those shows, they'll be uploaded to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, or Google, whatever. All those streaming platforms, you can pull it up the next day after we go live, and you can check us out there. Foster, thanks, Coach. I appreciate you, bro. You got anything before we get out of here, Foster?
Let's get a win soon, man. I can't take two more of this losing.
Okay, but I don't think it's gonna happen tomorrow. I'm gonna watch though. I'm gonna watch.
We might win tomorrow. I don't.
Foster, you're reaching, bro.
We should have beat the Bucks though. Like that was crazy.
Man, I have no words.